Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sociology of Social Problems, and Happy New Year. My name is Dr. Matthew Irvin. You can call me Matthew. I'll be your course facilitator for SOC 213, the Sociology of Social Problems. I'd like us to take a few minutes and walk together through the course so that you can have optimal chance for success, Sociology of Social Problems. I've taught this. I enjoy teaching this course. I've taught it for a number of semesters here at Southern New Hampshire University. Extensive experience at teaching. It is something I'm really committed to. That said, be aware of a couple of things. I'm a fan of the kind of self-help author Stephen Covey, who wrote a book about 30 years ago called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, where he said begin, and with that in mind, I want us to walk together through this course and look and see just what it's looking like. Let me switch over to viewing this as a student. View as student. Okay? Great. Okay, excellent. Okay. I'm now looking at this course, and we're viewing it in the same manner that you would see it. All right? So, the first thing you do when you click on to Sociology of Social Problems is to see this home page, right? Okay? It gets you pretty well going. If you haven't done so, please, as soon as possible, click Start Here. So, Start Here. Okay, it's got my name, but it'll have your name, and it will go down here, and it will, you don't have to worry about this, but it will walk you through everything. A syllabus, here's some assignment guidelines and rubrics. This is really important. Let's take a look at this. Okay. So each of these assignments, right, has a grading rubric, and it's really useful if you just take a few minutes. You don't have to read them in detail, but please take the time to read these and cover these and look and see what's going on. This will walk you through. There are 3 kinds of assignments that we're going to have here. There's a discussion. There is there are journals where you do some writing about and planning, in which we'll have a one-to-one communication that way. And then most importantly, I think, are milestones. The milestones are all designed, milestones 1 and 2, to guide you to the final project. Okay, so this is how I grade, right? You'll need to look at this. Now let's take a look. Let's go through a couple of these. Okay, so here is here is a discussion rubric. Notice a couple of things about this discussion rubric, right? Yeah, you submit a post on time, you get 10 points. You have to read the material first before you respond. It's not like an opinion or, well, I think this, or I have deep feelings about this issue. Yeah, we all have deep feelings about issues, but this is not like a forum for having just an open, loose conversation. It's a guided discussion. So you get to designate a clear point of view. Okay, you have to respond to at least 2 of your peers. Okay, and then finally, the last thing I want to keep in mind, and this is kind of the short version of this, is please use a reference. We'll talk about what a reference or a citation, 2 terms are sometimes used interchangeably, is. and the format in which you'll need to use that. But you put that at the end of your initial post. You don't just write me, hey, I think this is a terrible idea, and expect to get credit. That's not what our purpose is here in having a discussion. Okay, so module 1, what you're looking at 3 sociological theories that are there, and you need to look in your textbook. Okay, and then you have to kind of identify which theory for you explains the most. Okay, and again, always use a reference, please. So first thing the next thing I would do is please review this now. Review the final project guidelines and rubric. Review it now. Don't wait. Okay? You've got 2 milestones, 3 and 5, where you're going to receive graded feedback. That means you have to do your best possible work on milestones 1 and 2. And then in week 7, we submit your final project. So the better you do up front, by the time you get to milestone 2, if you've done that milestone 1 and 2 successfully, you'll have done your final project, essentially. You'll have that out of your way. Okay? And this covers a lot of stuff. Remember a couple of things about this final project, and I'm not going to read through this out loud in great detail, but remember this. The first thing you need to consider is you need to look at these 3 sociological theories. What does that mean? That means your flow of your work should be review all announcements, read your textbook, read any other supporting materials, and watch any other supporting videos that might be provided, including a video like this one. Okay? So do that. You should be spending, okay, I'm going to go back to start here again. You should be spending about 3 hours a week on this material. Okay? And please submit it on time. 8 weeks goes very quickly. You can't submit all the work to me during the last week. That won't work. You have to submit the work, think it through, let's work together, and have a great experience. Okay, so if you're looking to for some issues, okay, and let's just continue the module 1. Let's go back to the table of contents, or let's go back to the home page of the course for a minute. Okay, for all journals, initial posts, and for each milestone and your final paper, you need to provide evidence, not just your opinion. Your opinion is not sufficient. Your experience, your personal experience, and your opinion are not sufficient to make the point. Okay? You need to ground that, or let that be a guide to you figuring out kind of some supporting material. Looking at some evidence. I had a student who was talking about a very serious issue, child abuse. And she kept telling me how passionate she was about it. Well, of course you are. You wouldn't be researching this. The problem is, you need to document, and you'll see in this final project, you're writing this final project as if you're asking the government to fund some sort of preventive measure, some sort of way of addressing your social problem. And you can't just go, I'm very passionate, or I experienced this. No, this isn't a course about our individual experiences necessarily, our passions, what we're committed to, etc. That's all nice, but that doesn't really move the marker forward. Okay, what moves it forward is taking all of those components and putting them in a much larger context. This is what the focus of sociology is. Because there's a million cases, there's millions, unfortunately and sadly, there's millions of cases of child abuse. So keep that in mind, please, too, as you move through. And in order to do that, here's a guide to the Shapiro Library, frequently asked research questions, and please review the Citing Your Sources guide. Do not give me an initial discussion post, a journal, or a milestone with no references, or you will very soon start to get zeros on the writing. I know that sounds overly rigorous, but this is a university course. We have to be rigorous. Okay, so please set up a personal schedule for yourself. Try to post your initial post by Thursday, and then and give yourself Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to respond to a couple of your classmates. This is what you have to do for a discussion assignment. If you choose not to and just to throw something together, at the last minute and not respond to your classmates, the best you can do is get a C-. This is a Southern New Hampshire University requirement. Okay? I don't want to scare anybody, but it's just easier to keep all this in mind. All right? So as we move forward, please think clearly. Please read the material and watch the videos. And I'm excited about working with you and look forward to reading. Thank you very much.